Hey, this is Adrian once again. Hey, before I go into explaining the 15 keys to success, I felt compelled to maybe get another post out here. I just read uh, hopefully a friend of mine. I've been following her work for several months now, and she's definitely sharp at doing this whole uh, internet attraction type model. But she had a blog post uh, where she was saying old school versus new school, and I kind of felt compelled to comment on that. She's been in the business, from what I understand, since about uh, the year 2000 or so. So she's been at it for a good 8 years now, maybe nine. Which during that time I have noticed a change because I've been in that type of business uh, of multi-level marketing for considerably longer than that. Uh, but there has been a change in how people approach people and how they attract them. Now, she was saying in the old school method that maybe it wasn't part of going to the mall and accosting people and and getting in front of your family and letting them know about the opportunity. And it actually was. That was always the downfall of people who were not very socially adept, I guess I should say. And that's what held a lot of people back, because their uplines did tell them that they needed to go out there and talk to people they didn't know. There was the 3-foot rule and that whole spiel there. Uh, I started multi-level marketing way before then, and that was what always held me back. When I first got into the meetings or got into that type of business, we had meetings 3 days a week. It was Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week, and that was just a long grind of being on the phone during the day and inviting people to the meeting, hoping they would show up, and most of them didn't, because all they did is heard you on the phone, and maybe they didn't know you at all, so they wouldn't even show up. They would give me 15 excuses why they weren't there, and when it comes to excuses, it really doesn't make any difference what your excuse is. So they just wouldn't show up. So you went to those meetings with that look on your face like you were a predator, and people really felt that, and it was hard to get them in the rooms. But I went to those meetings so shy that when my appliance says, Adrian, you need to start talking about our products, as soon as I knew they were going to introduce me, I would leave the room. They would see that I wasn't in there, so they would go on with the meeting without me. Well, well, the downside of that was that once I moved and had no one to use as a crutch, I had to do it myself, and that's where I developed the talent of talking in front of people. But the other thing that I did back then is I did let my friends and family know about it, but you have to leave it at that. Once you've informed them, that's all you can do. And you owe it to them to do that, because if they ever come back to you 5 years later and say, I see you got rich doing something, what is it? And you never told them about it, they are going to be mad at you that you didn't let them in on it to begin with. So let them know about it and move on from there. The other thing that I never did back then, and I still do not do this day, is the 3-foot rule of accosting people in malls, at gas stations and stuff like that. Power be to those who can do that. It's just not part of who I am. So once you've gone through that whole warm market of people that you know, and I also joined groups with my Better Business Bureau, or not with Better Business Bureau, with the Chambers of Commerce, so that I could get into groups and talk to them. But they had to ask me what I did before I would let them know. So that was kind of my approach. When I saw this whole attraction marketing thing, I thought this is going to be cool, because I basically have moved. I've run out of a warm market outside of who I meet every once in a while, and being at home and raising my son, I'm not out very much. So I had to find some other way to do it. And this whole attraction marketing thing of getting on the internet and letting people know what you do is a very cool thing. The downside of that is everybody thinks they're an expert, and they will tell you that whether you go to Twitter or Facebook, they position themselves as an expert. And in many cases, they know no more than you do. In a lot of cases, they know less than you do. So you've got to kind of filter through those people. So what I've kind of done is done a hybrid thing. I need to bring people to me who know me, but by just tweeting or by doing a Facebook or something like that, they're not going to really know me. And that's kind of why I take this approach now of where I do videos, because I know back in the beginning when I started, the one thing that I did do is I went and talked to people, and my closing ratio was far greater with people that I went face to face with than it was talking to anybody on the phone or twittering them or anything else. So when I was very young and started this business, I was crazy enough to travel around the United States and talk to people. Not to people who never knew me, but people who asked me to come talk to them and talk to their groups. So in a very short time, with one of the first companies I was with, I signed up 250 people in 25 states. Now I actually went and talked to most of those people. That's crazy, isn't it? Well, now, because I have a family and I don't have the energy to do that anymore, I have gotten into this attraction marketing phase and this model because it suits me now. So just kind of you got to keep in mind that you've got to get out there, and the important thing is you got to let people know what you do. So whether that's doing it face to face in person or face to face on the web, you got to get out there and do that part. So this is kind of my way of doing face to face all over the world now, is doing video. I guess that's all I have to say about that. It just seems to work for me at this point. And that's my alarm to let me know that I have to take my son to the doctor. So that's all for now. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, ask them, and I will do what I can to help you to get ahead. Have a great day. See you later.